Hello and welcome back to another episode of Power Rangers lore. Today we'll be talking about the story of Mesogog, the true king of the Jurassic. The story of Mesogog, a humanoid dinosaur-like being. The main antagonist of the Power Rangers Dinothunder is more complicated than one can possibly imagine. Why is that? Well, we don't know where exactly he came about. We know very little details about when, where, and how. All of it has to do with speculation. So if we do this video without any speculation at all, we lose a lot of time. There's only be about 2 minutes of actually what the storyline of Mesogog actually was. But we can actually piece together a few things that are here and there throughout the entire series mentioned. And we'll start with the Geno Randomizer, guys. This Geno Randomizer wasn't explained of who created it, where it came from, or anything else. We can assume that Anton Mercer, who is a big dinosaur nerd, was the one behind the creation of the Geno Randomizer. This guy wanted to basically be the John Hammond from Jurassic Park to bring back the dinosaurs and have some deeper connection to them all. He had a big company, he had all the scientific knowledge and know-how, and he had all these different plans to do. He was about money, he was about seeing the opportunity of bringing back something that was long since dead and how to use this technology for the advancement of humanity, as well as the advancement of his own personal ambitions and company. He was going to become richer and richer off this, but he had overall noble intentions to basically for the improvement of humanity. If they could bring back dinosaur DNA, they could bring back other things that could be used to save humanity from diseases and the like. Now, he created this Geno Randomizer to basically kind of pull out certain DNA strands, see if it can make a clone technology of monsters, of creatures to basically help in the future. However, I think it was something like none other than Jeff Goldblum and The Fly, where he had noble intentions, but it in the end messed up and turned him into a horrifying monster. This is where we get Mesogog. However, we don't have an exact date when he was doing this, but we do know it was probably before Tommyoliver got involved. How do we know this? Well, there's a few little key details that have to be brought up and talked about. So before we get into that, let's go into the actual chronological storyline of what we have to piece together. We know from this point on, after he had accidentally caused this accident that helped him transform into Mesogog, which is they had a Jekyll and Hyde relationship. Not Jekyll and Hyde. Jekyll and Hyde. Wow, I am really messing this up today. Jekyll and... I did it again. You guys can laugh at me. It's great. Jekyll and Hyde relationship that, well, Dr. Jekyll would be none other than Dr. Anton Mercer, and Hyde would be Mesogog. They are basically symbiotic on each other, however, at first unaware of each other. Now, over time, the two would become completely aware, because imagine you're just getting in this new experiment, you transform, you don't fully understand what the heck's going on, you're in this new world, you just came into being, you were born from the DNA of dinosaurs, some cyber technology mixed into his body, as well as psionic powers. That's another reason why I believe that the Geno Randomizer was involved, because it's 3 different things combined together in a strange way. All these put into there, and he's trying to learn how to control his powers. Mesogog reverts back, and Anton Mercer has no idea where he's at, what happened, and why is he suddenly in another room. And I don't believe for a long time that Anton Mercer was even aware of Mesogog for at least until the lab explosion. And I'll point out why. There was probably a lot of events where Mesogog got taken over and ended up removing obstacles in Anton's way of basically creating something as time goes on, of creating this, bringing back the dinosaurs. Because I think Mesogog looked at Anton's notes and going, "This is great. I can use this to bring back others like me. I won't be the only one alone, and I can try to figure a way to basically separate myself of this human." I think Mesogog was more aware of Anton than Anton was aware of Mesogog at first, and he basically used the situation to manipulate himself, set up things, change little notes, even mentally influence him and talk to him like his own thoughts here, growing his own psionic powers. Now, eventually, Anton Mercer would get in to hire somebody, and he had two choices: Terrence Smitty Smith or Tommyoliver. Now, Tommyoliver had more impressive resume because he starts bringing up things of his own dinosaur digs, but also he has this deeper connection with none other than this energy known as the morphing grid. And I believe it was Anton Mercer being influenced by Mesogog to go, this is the one you need to pick. This is the guy. And we can use this morphing grid energy is basically life energy. We can use it to bring back dinosaurs. And Anton goes, yes. And Smitty is upset that he was replaced for the job, but overall leaves to get a new job. He's still upset and blames Tommy entirely on this. Now, Tommy and Anton would come together and create this new dinosaur-related projects and the like. They were creating raptor riders, biozords, and the like, combining dinosaurs and the morphing grid once again to create their dream. Bringing back the dinosaurs, getting his connection back to the morphing grid for Tommy, and then deep down, Mesogog was also probably influencing this entire situation, going, this is where my reign's going to begin. I'm going to become a Power Ranger and conquer the world. And that's where its first ambition goes. He was going this. Then they started creating something else. I think also Mesogog would be heavily influenced in the creation of the Tranodrones. Now, Mesogog never said he fully created them. The only person who said he did was Tommyoliver and Anton. They made the Tranodrones, but I think it was the original idea of none other than Mesogog himself. He sold the idea basically, we could use these as like drones to create and maintain the dinosaurs we make, feed them, all the different things. We need helpers. We can't just supply ourselves. This is a secret project, so like this would be the best way to do it. We wouldn't have to really pay them. It'd be more helpful for all of us. Like that was the thought process behind it all. And Tommy went, that makes sense. Like it would be good. No one can know, but the morphing grid is kind of a secret. It'd be the best way to do it, and we'll create these Tranodrones. However, I believe Mesogog went, yes, this is my perfect plan, and over time went about and corrupted the Dinothunder, took over them all mentally, dominated them, and basically just set them up to take over when the time was right. Now, eventually, Tommy would go to the island where Anton Mercer's lab was, and, well, find something strange there. There wasn't anybody else working on this thing going on. He knew that there had to be other scientists involved, but there's nobody else there. It's just an empty lab and him. And then he starts seeing the Tranodrones all over the place, and this strange figure known as Mesogog. And Tommy goes, yeah, that guy's doesn't look like a good guy. Clearly not. And this is where everything goes to hell. He also starts to fight back and tries to see if he can help save the things, try to save the Dino Gems, what he can, all over the place, to save humanity from this issue. Someone had come in, possibly killed Anton Mercer, and conquered the island, and is going to use the powers of the morphing grid against humanity. Something that Tommy cannot just sit idly by and let happen. The Tranodrones were sent to capture/kill Tommy, seeing him as a threat and as a way that could stop his plans, as well as him going, well, maybe he still has useful information that could still be used against him. If I kill him, oh well, but if I keep him alive, it's even better. In some fashion, the island is destroyed and sinks beneath the waves right after Tommy jumps off to the side and is basically safe from that point on, believing that the entire threat is defeated. Not exactly 100% certain if Tommy or Mesogog was the one who destroyed the island, but I think it's hinted that Tommy is the one who set up the destruction of the island. However, eventually the island returns as Mesogog somehow raises it back up. It's not exactly explained, but basically you can probably hint that his psionic powers, he forced it back up, and it was all ruse, or he didn't really destroy the island at all. It was just a giant ruse and the like, but we don't know for certain. But at this point, Tommy believes that Mesogog is dead, Anton is dead, and the threat to humanity is over for now. Years go by, and he's proven correct, apparently. However, Mesogog was just lying low, kind of taking his time, figuring out what he's going to do next, seeing that he's lost some assets, and starts to rebuild, creating his new fortress and the like, and realizes that he needs more minions right now rather than his just Tranodrone mindless thing, because he can't do everything by himself. So he kind of sets up situations and comes to mind of Anton going, there was that one guy, Terrence Smithy Smith. He was smart, he was good, but he was full of ambition as well as bitter about me choosing Tommy. I could use him. And it's never specified, stated that the accident that caused Terrence Smitty Smith to become Zeltrax was caused by Mesogog, but Mesogog was right on the scene as soon as it happened, so we can assume that Mesogog set up the situation for Mr. Smitty to turn into Zeltrax, be reborn in his cybernetic technology black armored cyborg form, and serve none other than Mesogog himself as for saving him, as well as possibly give him an opportunity to slay none other than Tommyoliver, a threat if it ever came to it, a bodyguard of sorts, as well as a smart scientist person he can use in the future. It was soon after this he also kidnaps a woman named Elsa and empowers her to serve him with his own evil, but making her oddly loyal to him, almost like in love loyalty to him, like completely enamored by him. And this is soon after that Anton's gone back and forth. They've kind of made a deal at this point. We're not exactly certain how it all came about, but you can probably figure Anton's like going, I can't get rid of you, you can't get rid of me. What are we gonna do? And Mesogog's like goes, you don't do this, I won't kill anybody you love. He's probably killed a few of Anton's secretaries who walked in on them transforming. So there's been probably issues there. But probably the big deal comes up is when Anton has adopted Trent, and that's when the deal's made. He's like, you don't mess with Trent, I work with you fully, I won't try to resist you. That works there, but you leave Trent out of this. And it probably goes, fine, he doesn't die threat, he's just a human. And you know what? It probably has that fraternal bond, like scene, like goes like, I'll just turn him later on into a dinosaur, and it'd be perfect. He'd be my son, he'd be the first right-hand man, and then I can get rid of Elsa and Zeltrax later on because they're not pure, they're not what I need, they're just what I need right now for this exact second in order to achieve my goals. This is kind of the thought process of Mesogog at this time. Now, it would not be into the year 2004 that Mesogog actually fully resurfaces and makes his plans known to the world. He is attacking 3 students from Reefside High and trying to recover Dino Gems, seeing that he needs that connection to the Morphin Grid once again in order to conquer all of humanity, because it'd be easier this way rather than just taking his long method of building a kin to turn everyone into dinosaurs. Well, those 3 high school students would eventually turn out to be more of a problem and a pain as they are bond with the Dino Gems and become the first generation of Dinothunder Rangers, and are eventually led by none other than Tommyoliver. Now at this point, Mesogog has revealed his hand slightly, revealing himself to Kira and then later Tommy, but there's some major issues here and there as they don't fully understand what his overall plan is. They just know that he's evil and is trying to become a terrorist and try to kill humanity for some reason. They're not fully certain. They go, okay, this is an issue, we'll deal with this eventually. Now, for most of the series, Mesogog doesn't really get very hands-on. He says he's doing stuff in the background, but he doesn't actually ever show anything going on. He kind of steals the idea of Elsa and Zeltrax constantly, claiming it for himself, or giving a pat on the back and going, good job, my slave, essentially, and then torturing when they fail with his sonic powers. This kind of retaliates until eventually Elsa brings forth the white Dino Gem and goes, it's been corrupted with your evil master, you can become the evil White Ranger. That's his whole thought process there, and he goes, yes, perfect. This will probably be a way for me also to stabilize and push out Anton Mercer. Why would I say this? Because he pours that evil in there, and the evil form takes over Anton. So he's probably going to see when he's about to transform back into Anton, he probably would go to morph, get over everything, and he's still in charge. So he has both ways back and forth, where he's either Power Ranger form or he's Mesogog form, and he's going to stay the full evil way. It was just a way around Anton Mercer at this time. Still seeing that Anton, while claiming that he was going to let him go through and do things, he said, well, let's not fully give in, let's still do some resistance and not fully cooperate here and there. However, his plan is foiled when his son, quote-unquote son, Trent, is the one who finds the white Dino Gem corrupted after accidentally stumbling into the base of Mesogog through an invisible portal. and, well, ends up having the Dino Gem bond to him. And he is becoming the White Ranger, becoming an evil, corrupted version at first, and eventually purged of that. However, when he was evil, he was not loyal to Mesogog at all. This just tells you right there that Mesogog's evil was so ambitiously corrupting. It was like pure. Like, it was with going like, I don't care who you are, I'm the only one in charge. And that's where it's kind of his plan issues are revealed, that he isn't that smart, in truth. He's smart. He knows who to like bring in and how to manipulate people and how to conquer and stuff like that. But his overall plan of like ruling over the dinosaurs, he doesn't have a plan beyond that. I don't think he's going to fully set up like true victory, guys. It just doesn't make any sense. If he's so evil, he would have to there would be someone to challenge him, and that's what happens with dinosaurs. They challenge each other because they're all animals. There's always an alpha predator. He would be the alpha predator, but always evolution would cause something else to rise up to try to overcome him. Now, I don't think he would like that at all, and he didn't like that when anyone else challenged him at all either. So his initial plan kind of seems like a failure of turning everyone into dinosaurs, because he would be challenged soon after by other versions, unless he's able to control them by certain ways. But even then, I don't think it was going to be the way he thought it was going to work out. After which, we see some more of his own little issues here. We get none other than, well, the former villain, Lothor, has appeared, escaping from the abyss of darkness, and, well, goes, hey, we'll make a deal. You and me, we'll work together and take out the Power Rangers once and for all. I have my own evil Rangers now. And Mesogog probably rolls his eyes at this, going, I've already dealt with the evil Rangers. They never work out the way you think they're going to be. And he's like, no, I made them slaves to me utterly. And Mesogog's going, interesting. Interested, tell me more. Sees this whole entire situation and sees it all backfire. But before that, he makes the deal with Lothor. And the deal was very simple. Hey, we'll work together. We'll take out this. And then we'll split the Earth 50-50 or something else. It was basically a very vague deal. And you can kind of see they're both like plotting to betray each other in the end. But Mesogog basically was the more powerful of the two. Quickly betrays Lothor, takes care of him before the Evil Rangers even fought him. Takes him out, shrinks him down to size, and then puts him in a jar. And he reveals to Elsa, he goes, I was going to betray him either way. If we won, he took out the Rangers. That's just one less thing I have to deal with. If not, I was going to deal with another situation here and there and just do this exact same thing. It didn't matter. And that's because his own ambition. He doesn't want to be told or work with equal partners. He always sees him as superior in every way. Himself as superior in every single fashion. So his plan, again, it's not the perfect to bring back the Age of Dinosaurs because there would always be rivals brought up. I don't see this as the perfect plan for him. Well, in the final battle, we find out that he has been working on a special project in the background, apparently. And it was a potion of sorts to separate himself from Anton Mercer. Now, why didn't he use the Geno Randomizer? Because it wasn't precise enough. He wanted to make sure that he stayed intact, and he probably thought about it and went, it either creates something or it disassembles something. It doesn't do anything else beyond that. So he had to find another way to basically break himself off of Anton. When he breaks himself off of Anton, he threatens him and basically, I'm about to kill you, but I'm going to leave you to watch as I destroy the world, and then I'll destroy you. This is what you deserve. He also rids himself of Elsa after also betraying Zeltrax episodes earlier, and he rids himself of Elsa by draining her of the energy supply to power his cannon that was supposed to turn everyone into dinosaurs. The Rangers stop that and destroy it, as well as his base. And they go, we've destroyed Mesogog, it's dealt with, we've saved this woman named Elsa, she's human, but she has no memory of what's going on. Very strange, but whatever. However, that's when Mesogog would later appear after the Zords were destroyed, as well as Zeltrax being destroyed once and for all. And he goes, you guys have prevented me from creating my perfect world. I mean, it's quote-unquote perfect world, but I think they actually helped him by doing this, destroying it, because he goes, I was able to absorb enough energy from the Dino Gems to survive the explosion and complete my transmogrification. I've ascended to a higher plane. And I think that's his original plan. I think he said he had his cannon plan, but his original plan would be this form, because this one, he basically transforms and evolves into a self-replicating dinosaur monster known as Meso Monster. This is what he's like. The only person who could be better than Mesogog is Mesogog, and the only person who would listen to Mesogog is Mesogog. So he's creating a clone army of himself, and he's not easily defeated. The Rangers have to basically sacrifice their powers to summon a golden T-Rex to hold him down and devour the Meso Monster before he can overpopulate, because he was cloning at a pretty rapid rate of like 1 to 2 to 4, and they stopped him before he got any higher than this. And once the golden T-Rex chowed on him, he was destroyed once and for all. Yeah, he was gonna create his own thing, but he couldn't deal with like a golden T-Rex energy thing. I don't know. Like, that is the story of Mesogog, the ambitious, manipulative dinosaur monster looking to basically rule the world in his own ambitions. He wanted to bring back the age of the dinosaurs, but in truth, he just wanted to bring about the age of Mesogog. That is the story of Mesogog. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There's some other like key things here and there that was skipped over, but they were not really necessary for the overall storyline. It's for you guys to watch the whole series to fully appreciate this character. He's a very interesting character. I just felt like the writing wasn't fully fleshed out. We could have got some more details here and there, but hey, that's what you get when you get like for a kids show of sorts. But hey, whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a good one, guys. May the power protect you always, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on the next episode of Power Rangers Lore.